So I believe that JFK was gay, okay? And before any people, okay, want to come after me and claim some homophobia, look, I don't give a shit how adults live. I don't have time for it. I don't care. However, we have all these secret societies and all these liberal arts schools, okay? The liberal arts is tied directly to this because it's a way for this group that doesn't want to come out of the closet to hide. Then you got all the Silicon Valley there that's mostly men, many of them gay. Fine. But, then it's like ever since big tech's been around, there's been this whole like wanting to just annihilate or extinguish biological women. And again, this isn't directed at all gay men at all, okay? Nothing even of the sort. But from there, you've gotten this LGBTQ RS5 explanation, double plus, whatever they've added onto it. Then you've got most of Congress and the House, that's mostly men, okay, that come out of Harvard and Yale, and there's all those secret societies that are male. And yet, if you look back at liberal arts, going back to the Greek and Roman days, well, it had to do with orgies and those kinds of orgies and liberal arts and music and all of these things would bring down the gods. Yes. And the reason I'll get to Kennedy and show the pictures why I'm saying that I believe he was gay. So maybe that, and I'm not justifying that's why he would be shot, but back then, and I think the whole Marilyn Monroe thing was just a facade. Because this guy, Lem Billings, that they say was just best friends with JFK, but he lived in the White House. He went on all their vacations with them. And you'll see once I show you the pictures. But first, I just want to give a backstory to this because I think much of it goes back to your Roman Greek Empire. First of all, let's define what we mean by orgies. Historically, an orgy was a sexual gathering involving multiple partners and a lack of inhibitions. The word itself comes from the Greek word orgia, which refers to secret rites or gatherings. In ancient Greece and Rome, orgies were often associated with religious rituals and were seen as a way to connect with the gods and goddesses. Orgies were common in the temple of Bacchus and Dionysus, where drunkenness and sexual indulgence were viewed as a way to connect with the deity and attain a sense of spiritual transcendence. In ancient Greece, orgies were also seen as a way to bond. So everyone's seen these kinds of paintings. They're on the top of our Capitol in the dome, right? They go back, to that medieval or Greece Roman era, okay? But if you zoom in on this, there's this going on back here. But there's always that going on in these kind of pictures, and I think we just write it off because what we're told is this is art. Okay, here's another one. I don't know if they're having a picnic. What's going on here? It's really hard to tell. You got the Caesar or the Roman guard there. You got this woman that looks half naked. But let's zoom in. Yeah, not sure what's going on right here. Most people would look at it and think, oh, they're just picking stuff up and fell. But, but this is always in these type pictures. Okay, and then this looks like Washington, D.C. I mean, look at the Capitol, the White House back there, okay? And then you have that, that thing that goes, I forget what they call that monument, okay? But let's zoom in on this. Yeah, what is happening over here? No idea. No idea, but this is art. That's what the liberals, that's what your Yuval Noah Harari, who's also gay, Peter Thiel, who's gay, got nothing against gays, so don't you even come after me. I will verbally just rip you apart because I could care less how adults want to live their lives. But when they're in secret societies and they're involved in Silicon Valley that's been controlling everything, well, then I have a problem with it because you're up to, I don't know, taking us back to the Roman Empire, and I'll prove that in a minute. This is just a little bit of a zoomed out. Yeah, like you notice in all these paintings, it's always like the head's cut off and the arm, but we're told that's art. That's art. Okay. And then this is a famous one, where the two men, okay, it's art. Yeah, beautiful. It's art. It's all over the dome and the Capitol and everywhere. Again, this has nothing to do against people that just live their lives and but we have some people out of secret societies, and I think most of the men on the left and the right there in Washington, possibly because they don't ever get anything done, in the closet possibly. This is Lem Billings, okay? This was JFK's friend. This is JFK and Lem. JFK and Lem. Obviously, this one is JFK and Lem in the White House. He had a room in the White House. And it caused a lot of arguments between Jackie and him, because he went on vacations with them, everywhere with them. And there's been books written about their extraordinary friendship. Okay, so again, he lived in the White House. He went on all their vacations with them. That's a little bit more than just a friendship. So, did somebody off him because of that? But they surrounded him that he was having all these affairs, right? I'm not saying that's why they did it. I'm just saying that this clearly was more than just a friendship. But the Kennedys are heavily involved in the liberal arts. They have that liberal arts award show they do every year, because that's all tied into it. A theater for dreamers, how the stage became a home for queer liberation. Patrick O'Connell explores the history of theater as a platform to showcase queer joy and map its liberation. I can't see part of it. I'm kind of guessing. You can see it. And this is Yale School of Medicine. The global closet is huge. Vast majority of world's lesbian, gay, bisexual population hide orientation. Yale School of Medicine. And then this is why I say is Silicon Valley and the people that supposedly represent us in the House and the Senate are what they've really been trying to do is just take us into an empire. And I'm going to read this so you understand. As you can see, Rhodes, closet gay man who hatched a secret society to promote an empire, 2016. Once glorified by, let me go back one, almost 114 years after the death of Cecil Rhodes, his memory lives on with Rhodes Must Fall campaign spreading from Cape Town to Oxford. Once glorified by white colonialists, Rhodes is now more widely viewed as a prime villain in Southern African history. Since his death, he has been the subject of more than 30 biographies. So one is left to wonder if there is anything new that could be said about him. An attempt is made in the latest book by Robin Brown, The Secret Society Cecil John Rhodes Plan for a New World Order. An attempt that fails. The main claim of the book is that Rhodes established a secret society whose task was to extend British rule across the globe. This society continued to exist in different guises long after Rhodes' death in 1902. Thereafter, the society came to operate within or under the guise of other bodies. The Rhodes Trust operating as the top layer of the structure in 1909, the society was renamed the Round Table, and from 1920, the Institute of International Affairs became its new face. So do you see how this is a problem? Because all of this, and again, this isn't going after every gay person, okay? So please try to separate here. But many of these secret societies seem to want to eliminate biological women.